Hello and welcome to SEDA Online. So glad you're here. So glad you're back for another day of verb tense review. So far we've looked at the perfect aspect and today we're talking about the continuous aspect. On the very first day I tried to sort of show you how these two sit together and how that's our construct of English grammar for verbs is you have simple tenses, you have perfect tenses and you have continuous tenses, and then you have a combination of all three. So today we're talking about the continuous aspect. So we're talking about present continuous, past continuous, and future continuous. So remember I did tell you that there's no future verb form, and what I meant by that is that there's no future in English that conjugates. There's no different structure like we have I go for simple present, I went for simple past, and there's no future form of go that exists in the future. So we just use markers like we say will, so I will go, or we say I'm going to go, or else we just say I go to work at 4 o'clock, something like that. So that shows future time because it's not at that time 4 o'clock right now. So what is a continuous and why do we use it? Well, what it does is it's a choice from the speaker to highlight the temporary nature of the action that they're talking about. So in like present continuous, you'd say like, I'm happy that you are watching this presentation. So you are watching it right now. Like, who knows how long you'll watch for. But I'm happy because you're here right now and you're watching it with me. So thanks for being here. Then past continuous. Like while I was preparing these slides, I was thinking about you. Yeah, I was thinking, I wonder how I can make myself understood. I wonder how you can find this useful, and you can be feel that spending time here, talking, listening to me is valuable. That's what I was thinking about. And then I will be doing more presentations again next week. And so what I would like from you is to know if there's anything specific that you would like covered, any questions that you have. I'd love you to interact with me. I'd love you to tell me what it is that you'd like. And so that means that I can build that into what I'm going to give for you next week. So here we go. It's like I will be presenting again next week. There's a future continuous. Obviously it's a be plus ing. It shows that that's not something that goes on and on and on. It's something we're talking about next week. It's a temporary time. So right now I'm happy that you're watching this presentation. That is a present continuous sentence. The structure of present continuous, as I'm pretty sure you're all aware, is watch it as the verb to be plus the verb with ing form. And as we say, it's temporary. So I'm happy right now, that's permanent state, that you are watching temporarily this presentation. So while I was preparing these slides, I was thinking of you. I was preparing these slides that took a specific amount of time that didn't go on and on and on. And I was thinking of you that was contemporaneous. So I was doing these two activities at the same time. That's why they're both in present continuous forms. Past continuous form, sorry. Be in the past was plus the verb ing. Again, it's a temporary nature of the activity, and it shows again time that these two activities were both extended. I was thinking about you for an extended period, and I was preparing the slides for an extended period, and those happened at the same time. So I will be presenting again next week. So please let me know if there's anything that you'd like covered. I will be presenting. You can see that that's actually a present simple again, but we call it future continuous because we're talking about the future. The way you know that it's future is because it says will. And it also tells you that it's going to be next week. So please, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I definitely will address them. So future continuous will be plus the verb ing. always a focus on temporary nature. I guess that word temporary is interesting because temporary obviously means time. So temporary doesn't have to be really, really short, but it just has to be a time that begins and ends, that there's a time element to something that's temporary. So a quick review of the perfect aspect that we were talking about yesterday. These are my diagrams that sort of show you that if you're talking about perfect, you're talking about now, and then you're looking back from now. So the present perfect, you're looking back from the present tense, you're looking back from now. The past perfect, you're looking back from the beginning of earlier past. So there's two time periods, two past tense time periods, and you're looking back on the second past tense time period, the earlier past tense time period. And then future perfect, when you actually jump to a point in the future, and then you look back and reflect on what has happened before that time. So the exact time is not given. It's more that we're talking about time before time, or time after time, or time until now. I agree, it's quite a complex concept. Time, obviously, very important to us. Then the continuous aspect is really a whole lot simpler. With the continuous aspect, present continuous, it's a little bit before and a little bit after is the time period. So when I say I'm thinking about you, I am thinking about you. That means I started a few minutes ago. I don't know how long ago I started thinking about you, and I am continuing to think about you onto the other side of present, you know. Present past continuous is an extended period in the past. So when I was writing up these slides, I was thinking about you, yeah. And the future, when I will be preparing whatever's going to happen next week, I would like your input. So that's the future continuous. So I thought, Lena, let's practice a little bit. Let's hear from you. You know, if we were in the classroom now, we would ask you to put yourself into threes and have a little chat. But we're online, so maybe just do a little bit of self-reflection. Think about someone you love, somebody in your life, your friend, a partner, a family member. And then the first question that I want to ask you about this person is, what are they doing right now? And how are they feeling? So have you got somebody in your mind? Do you know what they're doing right now? And how are they feeling? What would you say? Feeling happy, feeling sad, feeling lonely? Maybe they're missing you. Maybe they're busy doing something and they're not really bothered about what else is going on. I wonder. Then, next question. What were they doing yesterday? Were they at work? Were they at home? Were they looking after somebody else? Were they caring about you? Were they having fun? And then ask yourself, is there anything that they needed help with? Is there anything you should have done for them yesterday that you forgot to do? Anything that you should maybe do for them today because you didn't do it for them yesterday? Anything that you should have said or should have done? Think about it. What were they doing yesterday? And is there anything that you could have helped them with yesterday? And now the third question is, what will they be doing at the weekend? And is there anything that you should be doing to do with their weekend activities? So here you can see that I've got three time periods here. I've got the right now, the present continuous. I've got the past continuous, what were they doing yesterday? So we're opening up time to examine it, thinking about what they were doing yesterday. And then we're opening up time again to examine what we think they're going to be doing tomorrow. So when we open up the time, then we can sort of imagine, sort of like slow motion capture. What are they doing? And then we can analyze it. So now I hope you thought about somebody there. Did you notice, by the way, that we said someone you love, they? So that's sort of interesting personal pronoun there. That could be he or it could be a she. It's a kind of a useful pronoun that we use when we don't want to say if it's masculine or feminine. That's very popular pronoun these days, so it might be something that you should consider using more often if you don't want to focus on gender. Okay, so now we'll do some exercises here that may be a little bit easier to do. So here we've got some past tense verb forms, and you just basically need to decide if the past tense verb form should be simple or if it should be continuous. So when the ship arrived, most of the crew, their activity was cards and eating dinner. So how does the sentence work? You've got to choose which of those verbs are you going to put into the simple, past simple, and which are going to go into the past continuous. The second one, it rained, so imagine the weather, it's bad, and cold, wet and cold, and you have got to go out and go home. So are you going to put those verbs into the continuous or leave them in the simple? And number 3, when Oscar, he had to return to the room and his colleagues were, what were they doing? How are you going to work out those verbs? So let's have a look at the answers. Are you ready? Okay, let's have a look. So, when the ship arrived in Irish waters, most of the crew were playing cards and the passengers were having dinner. So, the arrival was instantaneous. Like 1 minute they were in international waters and the next minute they were in Irish waters. Now we want to sort of open up the time and look at exactly what was happening at that moment. So the crew were playing cards and the passengers were having dinner. Then the second one, it was raining and it started to get very cold as I set out on my long walk home. So it was raining because that's a continuous action. So it was raining before this story began, and it continued to rain. Then the started is a present simple because it just started very instantly. And I set out on my long walk home, like the moment that you took your first step, that's when it started. So that's why the first one's continuous and the other 2 verbs are simple past. And the third one, when Oscar went back into the room, his colleagues were still quarrelling about the coffee. So he went in, that was like one moment, he opened the door and his colleagues were still there and they were still fighting, they were still discussing. So they had been fighting and disagreeing before he came into the room and they continued to do it after he went into the room. So that's why we say he went into the room, past simple, and they were quarrelling, continuous form. And here's 3 more. So when my friend opened the door, I feel like hitting him. I ring his doorbell for at least 20 minutes. How are you going to fix that? And I not answer the phone immediately because I try to finish some work. And between 1989 and 2000, they work in 3 different countries and move house 5 times. So I give you a bit of time here to just write it down. Are you going to put them into the simple or the continuous? Are you finished with number 4? And number 5, are you ready to do number 5? Did you write it down? Number 6. Are you ready? Okay, let's check then. So, when my friend opened the door past simple, I felt like hitting him past simple. I had been ringing his doorbell for at least 20 minutes. Had been ringing, what structure is that? So opened past simple, felt past simple. I had been ringing his doorbell for at least 20 minutes. That is a perfect form because as soon as he opened the door, you stopped. ringing it. So the ringing didn't continue, but it was a continuous action. So that's why it's past perfect. So it's perfect in as much as it's talking about the earlier past, which finished when he opened the door. And then it's continuous because he did it for 20 minutes. And you're emphasizing the fact that you had been ringing the doorbell for 20 minutes. So that's a pretty interesting sentence, isn't it? Because you've got the past, perfect, continuous, all there together. Number 5. I didn't answer the phone immediately because I was trying to finish some work. Didn't answer the phone. That was a choice in the past that you didn't do. Why not? Because I was trying to finish some work. So before the phone rang, you were working, and then you didn't answer because you were working. So the work was continuing. Then between 1989 and 2000, they worked in 3 different countries and moved house 5 times. This is just a fact. So you could say they were working in 3 different countries, would be possible as well, and that just sort of extends the time and makes more emphasis. It really depends what the speaker wants to say, but they moved house 5 times. It can only be a simple form because it's an action. Move house, move house, move house, move house. It doesn't really change. And nothing else happened in between it. So it's just kind of a fact and a statement. So sometimes you can actually choose to make something continuous or simple, depending on whether you want to emphasize and make that time temporary or you just want to state a fact. So I hope that's okay. I hope you don't have any questions unanswered, or in fact, I'd love it if you had some questions. And then would you please put them into the comment box so that I can see what you're thinking. I'd really appreciate that. So, no laughing matter. We started by saying that I was thinking about you and that I was delighted that you were here. So I thought, well, laughing's a good thing to do. We all should laugh a little bit more, shouldn't we? Ha 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 ha. We should laugh a bit more, indeed we should. But not everything is a laughing matter. And so let's just talk about different things that we say with laughing. So laugh all the way to the bank. Do you know what that means? No laughing matter. Have you heard that saying? Don't make me laugh. That's an expression that we use. Don't laugh. We say that a lot. Have the last laugh. Do you know what that means? Laughable. That's laughable. Is that positive or negative? Laugh off. Laugh in someone's face. And a laugh a minute. Do you know those? Do you know those different sayings that go with laughing? Well, let's check. So here you have some sentences. Although the boxer looked quite badly cut and bruised, he staggered to his feet, did something, his injuries, and insisted on continuing to fight. Did he laugh all the way to the bank? Is it no laughing matter? Did he laugh in someone's face? Did he not laugh? Did he laugh a minute? Was it laughable? Did he laugh it off? Did he say, don't make me laugh, or did he have the last laugh? What do you think? So, you've decided to give up smoking? And then, what's your comment? Oh my goodness, what's your comment? You'll never be able to do that in a million years. And number 3, have you seen the late night comedy show in the Festival Theatre? It's really funny. So what is it? Is it laugh all the way to the bank? Is it no laughing matter? Is it laugh in someone's face? Don't laugh, a laugh a minute, laughable, laugh off, don't make me laugh, or have the last laugh? What do you think? Okay, let's check. So, although the boxer looked quite badly cut and bruised, he staggered to his feet, laughed off his injuries, and insisted on continuing to fight. Do you know that? Laughed off. So laughed off means he went, ha, no, I'm fine, ha, ha. So it's a bit embarrassed if you laugh something off and you're like, no, you deny it. It means that you deny it, really. So you've decided to give up smoking. Don't make me laugh. You'll never be able to do it, not in a million years. don't make me laugh means whatever you're saying is ridiculous. Like, I'm laughing at that idea. And then, have you seen the late night comedy show on the Festival Theatre? It's really funny. I laugh a minute. That means it's really funny. So, a few more to go. Let's go. I thought I'd been so clever getting myself invited to dinner at Linda and Pete's, but when they made me do all the washing up. Mark has married a wealthy heiress now, has he? He must be... What? And you really can't possibly sell your house for so little. Really, what your buyer is offering you is what? Do you know? Laugh all the way to the bank. No laughing matter. Laugh in someone's face. Don't laugh. Laughable, or have the last laugh. Are you ready? So, I thought I'd been so clever at getting myself invited to dinner at Linda and Pete's, but they had the last laugh when they made me do all the washing up. If you have the last laugh, it kind of means like, well, this person who thought he'd been so clever, he thought he was getting the upper hand. He thought he was winning. He thought he was getting something out of it. And they actually had the high ground, if you like. They actually won if there was some kind of a debate or battle going on here. So he thought he was taking advantage of them, but in fact, they turned it around so that they weren't being taken advantage of. There's, oh yes, come for dinner. And then, oh, thank you very much for washing the dishes. Ha ha ha, you had to actually work for your dinner that day. You didn't get it for free. Mark has married a wealthy heiress now, has he? He must be laughing all the way to the bank. Do you know that? That's a really common saying, actually. If you think that somebody has got money that they don't actually deserve, then we say you're laughing all the way to the bank. Or it's not that you didn't earn it, it's not that you stole it, it's just that you kind of suggesting that the money came too easily. So he went and sold his car, he got a great price for it, he's laughing all the way to the bank. Kind of suggests that you think that he's happy that he tricked somebody, you know. And then now, the last one. You can't possibly sell your house for so little. Really, what your buyer is offering you is laughable. And that is an insult. It means that you sold your house for that much money. That's crazy. So, just 3 more and then we're done. So when the probation officer tried to help Charlie, the youth did what? Saying he didn't want any help. And then, don't do what? Do what? I've decided to sell up and move to Greek island. And take that smile off your face. Bullying is, I think at this stage, pretty easy, isn't it? So, when the probation officer tried to help Charlie, the youth just laughed in his face and said he didn't want any help. So if someone laughs in your face, it's not very nice. They're mocking you. It's not a friendly laugh. It's like a, ha, I don't need you. Don't laugh, but I've decided to sell up and move to a Greek island. I suppose that means that you're indicating that you're a little unsure of yourself. You don't want people to criticize you or to tell you that you're stupid. Then you say, don't laugh, but this is what I'm going to do. And take that smile off your face. Bullying is no laughing matter. So if something is serious, then that's what we say. It's no laughing matter. It's not a joke. Great. So now I just thought that we could take a look at these sentences that we just created, this exercise that we did, looking at vocabulary of laughing, and analyze the sentences in terms of whether they're perfect, simple, or continuous. So you've decided to give up smoking. Don't make me laugh. You'll never be able to do it, not in a million years. So you've decided to give up smoking, present perfect. Don't make me laugh. You will never be able to do it, not in a million years. So the first is a present perfect because they decided in the recent past, and you will never be able to do it is the future, just like a future simple, isn't it? But, well, we say that you can, you will not be able to, you are not able to, present simple, but with will to show that it's in the future. I thought I had been so clever getting myself invited to dinner at Linda and Pete's, but they had the last laugh when they made me do all the washing up. So I thought I had been clever. What's that? What's the structure? Yeah, past perfect. And why past perfect? Because it's the earlier past, because it's the time before the person realized that he was going to have to do the washing up. So basically, he thought he was clever. He went to dinner and they told him he was washing up. And now he realizes he's not clever. So you have two distinct different time periods in the past. And then they had the last laugh past simple because that happened in the more recent past, in the first past. So first he thought he was clever, then they told him to do the washing up. You can't possibly sell your house for so little. What your buyer is offering you is laughable. So your buyer is offering you only a small amount of money, present, continuous. That's not something goes on and on forever. That's now. That's what's on the table. He's offering you that money. Don't laugh, but I've decided to sell up and move to Greek island. I have decided, again, a present perfect, because the decision is recent. It's not like the sale isn't complete. The time is still open, but it's something that happened between sometime in the past, we don't know when, and now. And then take that smile off your face, Matthew. Bullying is no laughing matter and will not be tolerated. So again, this is a future with will. So you can see there is no future tense. There are just, future is described in terms of markers, in terms of will, in terms of going to, in terms of time frame. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you found this useful. Please leave your questions and comments, and please, if you have any questions or you'd like anything else covered in the future, just let me know and I will definitely work on building that into future presentations. Thanks for your time. Bye.